Okay, so with a video like this, I can't really start it anyway. It's just the DOJ has officially accused Tim Pool as well as a lot of other conservative commentators from accepting money from the Russian government up to amount of $10 million. Um, and I think that it really plays into the part of that these conservative commentators literally don't actually believe anything. And as long as somebody is paying for them to do one certain thing, either because of the fact that they have a fiduciary responsibility to that person, or because of the fact that they just in generally like, corporate media, they like how things are, they like the status quo, they will enforce and make their political positions align with who funds them. I can't believe I even need to make this argument. It's so stupid to me. Honestly, it's fucking stupid to me, and I shouldn't be swearing as much because I know this needs to go to TikTok. But this idea that someone funding you directly isn't an inherent admittance that your everything that you do will be in some way influenced by that person is ridiculous. The idea that I need to make an argument is ridiculous. I can literally just say they're funded. That's it. They're funded. He's funded. A lot of people are funded. That's a good cut. I'm not gonna cut it though for the long form content. Fuck. Okay. Let's start this video though. This is a little bit of just another silly escapade of this balding man.
From the post-millennial, DOJ indicts two RT Media affiliated Russians, accuses them of laundering $10 million to conservative company Tenet Media to sow division in U.S. The DOJ alleged that the two concocted a scheme to create and distribute content to U.S. audiences with hidden Russian government messaging. Well, let me just take the word of the DOJ straight from the DOJ website. I'll issue some clarification. I have a statement on this, which I will read for you in a second.
He has a statement that he's gonna read. Dude, you know that they got you when you have a statement you have to read. In a second here, I pre-watched this a little bit. He's gonna specifically say that he thought it was a leak. That he thought that the accusations of them being funded by the Russian government were a leak. The fact that he was like, oh wait, no, the DOJ's accusing. Wait, if it's an accusation, I can have a political basis. Like the fact that he literally immediately was like, oh shit, wait, they found out, it's out now, it's a leak, that inherently proves that he already knew he was doing that shit. Because how the fuck could something leak if you weren't doing it in the first place? I don't. And either way, are we gonna let's just say it was he really genuinely in his heart of hearts, in his really really obviously small brain, thought that there was genuinely this American corporation that was paying him to specifically say Ukraine is the enemy of the people and that we need to apologize to Vladimir Putin specifically, or Russia specifically. And that maybe there's already the problem with this commentator who has the hearts and minds of millions of people in some form or another. The people are listening to him while they're going to work. People are sometimes using him as their only form of media or understanding of the broader world and society, especially of world politics. And he has all of these people's attention, and he's just gonna accept money from whatever to say whatever at any point. And that's just and you ask him about it and he's like, no, that's just capitalism. That's just free market capitalism. That's actually great. I love that. I think that it's really good for nobody to actually have any ideological positions, including the President of the United States of America, former or current, or elect, or running, or anybody who's ever tried to be president in the last 20 to 40 fucking years. It doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. Silly.
When I first learned of this story, literally, I'm skateboarding. And
He's
I get a DM
skateboarding.
from a journalist asking
He
if I would
can't
talk
be
about
funded
the
by
Russian
Russians. He's
allegations or whatever, and
skateboarding.
I was like, what allegations? And then they sent me a tweet, and I'm like, I ain't reading that. I'm sorry.
I ain't reading all that.
And then
DOJ accuses me.
something-
DOJ accuses me of accepting $10 million in foreign money. I ain't reading all that, gang. You talk to my lawyer about it.
I'm like, dude, I have literally no idea what you're talking about. And so then
Denial.
I get some calls
First
after
stage of
conversation with a few people, I was
guilt.
like, all right, I'll put out a statement. And I thought it was a leaked indictment. I didn't realize the DOJ actually did a press conference on all this stuff. So then when I just corrected and changed it. And so let me read this for you, and then we'll give the context as to what this means for us and for you. I will stress that this literally has nothing to do with Timcast Media in any way. I want to make sure
Are you
that's very,
sure?
very clear. The
Are you
Culture War
sure?
podcast is a separate.
Oh, okay. So there's no possible way that if you're getting paid $10 million for funding of one podcast's specific opinions, then that could not then transfer over to the other one. So we're gonna look at Timcast real quick, just to preface this, because I really want to get into the specifics of this, because a lot of people who I personally know are infatuated with this man, almost to a cult-esque obsession with this balding, very. I'll put the picture of him on his tippy toes there. He's literally the most 5'9" man on the planet. And I think I'm 5'9" too, but I'm not as 5'9" as he is. There's a difference between being 5'9" and saying you're 6 foot, and being on your tippy toes in everybody's picture, and being 5'9" and just being 5'9", just standing up straight. I'd like genuinely. Holy fuck. Anyway, small side note. So as we're looking through this, we're gonna immediately see we might actually start seeing a little bit of a, let me see. Dude, the problem is that I can't like watch all of these videos. Like, I literally can't watch every single one of these fucking videos. Let me see. I might be able to. I might have to cut out that segment. No. I don't want to go back to 2 weeks, though. Okay. Okay, so you look at their video and remember that the DOJ specifically states here, whenever they're actually talking about the ways that Russia was influencing them on how their rhetoric was in their videos, it literally, look, oh my god. Okay, well let's restart that segment again. I'm gonna keep all this into the long form video. I'm trying to like get this right, because I literally, where was it said, where it literally said, oh my god. Okay, well yeah, there's it. So the fictional persona. If they did make a fictional persona, I could see the theoretical possibility that he could have been Edward Grant. I don't know how the fuck to say that. The indictment outlines one of such as 4 weekly videos. Wait, 4 weekly videos. Wait, no, this is actually, wait, no, I'm like kind of reading through this right now, and this is all long form, not fucking not the other thing. But it says specifically they're paid for 4 weekly. Okay, so it's almost definitely this, by the way. Oh my god. He makes so many of these. This is more than that then. But either way, Okay, so after Okay, so while I'm reading through at least a little bit of this, it seems like a few of the people who were the social I mean, it's not an impossibility. I'm mostly gonna immediately assume that he knew that these guys were Russian because I don't know, man. I think that it's pretty fucking obvious, especially with the things that they were saying and what they wanted them to do. But he just didn't care because he's not really like a fucking patriotic person. He doesn't give a fuck about America. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't give a fuck about his viewers. He only specifically wants to maximize the amount of profit he can in his business that he's created, and in any possible way, just fight back and cut down right now the fire that he's created through taking $10 million from the Russian government. Um, but like for example, a private message between the two. I think it was like Chen and the other individual who is not real. Oh, actually, Lauren Chen and Liam Donovan. Yeah, so basically, Lorem Chen and also the president of the Tenet, which is the fake corporation, fake Russian corporation we're talking about. So we're billing the Russians from the corporation, right? 2 weeks later, another message said, also the Russians paid, so we're all good to bill them for the next month, I guess. The legal filing details. So basically, in the details, and in a lot of these, it seems like the Chen, Lauren Chen, specifically a right wing online influencer, who, oh my god, she has almost 1 million fucking subscribers, Jesus Christ. She knew she was getting paid by Russians and was actively accepting that money with no, like, I don't know, moral, ethical, national problems with anything that she was doing in that point. Like, no, I'm going to just accept money from foreign fucking like companies just so I can intentionally fucking make people in my own country fight against each other and make up narratives and plot lies and genuinely make this machine of content every single day that cannot be beat because they have so much funding from corporations like this or American corporations or even sometimes state affiliated corporations. US of A. Woo! And look how he changes the narrative too. From one, changing the narrative from, oh, these allegations, or literally changing the narrative from, oh, this was a leak, holy fuck, it's over, oh my god, they know I'm getting paid by the Russians, to, okay, no, they didn't really say that. Let me fucking, oh my god. Okay, long form viewers, give me a second, alright? Literally, I need to hit another blinker, alright? Just give me a sec. So basically, he immediately went to talk to whoever he could. He said that he immediately thought it was a leak, which is very, very indicative of the fact that he knows that he's accepting money from Russians. Why would there be a leak if you aren't doing anything wrong? Why would there be a leak if you have nothing to hide? Should these allegations be proven true, again, once he found out that it's not a leak, now he's saying that the allegations of them being Russian could or could not be true, as well as I as well as other personalities and commentators were deceived and are victims, Poole said on X. The show is produced in its entirety by our local team without input from anyone externally to the company, he added. Except for the fact that it is very, very obvious that these statements and this funding was specifically to cater and create a narrative which literally focused on Western political and cultural issues. Wait, where is it? There's literally a specific fucking... Oh my god, I can't find it. I want to find his actual... Where's the actual DOJ statement? I want to see find the actual real DOJ statement. Why are these not... Wait, law expert weighs in on SCOTUS decision impact on DOJ report? Was that to this? I don't even think it was to that. Why is this? Come on, dude. Please. Okay, let me see this.
They have become much more clever and sophisticated.
The Biden administration says Russia has been spending millions to influence the U.S. election and other issues through social media.
To influence the United States election. It's literally specifically about things that are all about the United States election. Look, it's an influence operation targeting the 2024 U.S. election. So if we're talking about an influence operation targeting the 2024 election, and all of his videos on Timcast are about the 2024 election, it is then inconceivable to think of any other conclusion but he was paid to make the conclusions of almost all of these videos here. Every single one of these is propagandistic slop. And people should not be watching this or seriously taking anything that this guy says. But hey, he has the millions of dollars. He has the compound. So let's listen to what he has to say, because we do absolutely live in a meritocracy.
Separate company that produces The Culture War, and it licensed a show to Tenet, and that was it. There's no direct...
Licensed a show to Tenet. Licensed a show to Tenet. He is lying here. It specifically says, unless he wants to say that CNN is lying here from their fucking coverage of the actual DOJ report, that 4 weekly videos were paid for, along with $100,000 signing bonus just for that. That's insane. And you know it didn't go through there because the entire thing is just an accusation, which does not have enough investigation at this point for that to genuinely be enough evidence right now, it seems. But it seems like he's a lot more than anything, being a lot of the fucking evidence in favor of him being funded by the Russian government and knowing it.
Connection between this and Timcast. They say 2 RT employees indicted for covertly funding and directing U.S. company that published thousands of videos in furtherance of Russian interests. They say an indictment charging Russian nationals Konstantin Kalishnikov, 31, also known as Kostya, and Elena Afanasieva, 27, also known as Lena, with conspiracy to violate the Foreign Agents Registration Act and conspiracy to commit money laundering was unsealed today in the Southern District of New York. They're both at large. I don't know, were these people in America? The Justice Department has charged 2 employees of RT, a Russian state-controlled media outlet, in a $10 million scheme to create and distribute content to U.S. audiences with hidden Russian government messaging, said Merrick Garland.
That is so insane. I need to go back. He pulls out their fucking names. The names of the people that he's literally getting money from. And he, reads their names and has trouble pronouncing it. And the first thing he says is, oh, are these people in America? Well, one, he's absolutely, almost definitely has at least some understanding. I think he might even know these fucking guys' names. I don't think that's inconceivable, to be honest. And even if he doesn't know, let's say that. It's nothing more than a veiled attempt at pretending to seem patriotic, despite the fact he is the exact definition of a traitor. He's the exact definition of somebody who is doing treason to the United States government.
Has charged 2 employees of
I don't really give a fuck about that personally, by the way. Just one last note. I really don't give a fuck. I love treason against the U.S. government, but this guy's gonna have people on his show who wear Trump-esque hats and American flags in their background, and this motherfucker too, who I'm covering right now. You guys can't see it, but There's no. This is just a. It's funny. It's funny that these people pretend to be patriotic because they don't want to see this country succeed. They want to see themselves succeed.
A Russian state-controlled media outlet in a $10 million scheme to create and distribute content to U.S. audiences with hidden Russian government messaging, said Merrick Garland. The Justice Department will not tolerate attempts by an authoritarian regime to exploit our country's free exchange of ideas in order to covertly further its own propaganda efforts, and our investigation into this matter remains ongoing. Our approach to combating foreign malign influence is actor-driven, exposing the hidden hand of adversaries pulling strings of influence from behind the curtain, said Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco. As alleged in today's indictment, Russian state broadcaster RT and its employees, including the charged defendants, co-opted online commentators by funneling them nearly $10 million to pro-Russia propaganda and disinformation across social media to U.S.
Dude, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, he almost said it. He just said it. He literally just said pro-Trump. He almost just said pro-Trump. I can't believe that. That's so funny. He's saying the exact thing he's getting paid to say. He almost slipped up again. It's so funny to me. I think that he literally just looked over at him because he almost said pro-Trump, because he almost said the quiet part out loud. It's so ridiculous to me. These are your people's idols.
U.S. audiences. The department will not tolerate foreign efforts to illegally manipulate American public opinion by sowing discord and division. Covert attempts to sow division and trick Americans into unwittingly consuming foreign propaganda represents attacks on our democracy, said Christopher Wray. Today's actions show that as long as
If by your people, I just mean conservatives. I'm not like an anti-white racist. Don't be fucking on my ass.
adversaries like Russia keep engaging in hostile...
That's not really a thing, by the way. I think that historically it's kind of been like pretty understood that black people can't really be racist in any society because they've been historically oppressed like so much and so often and constantly been genocided and constantly been mass raped and constantly been oppressed and constantly been enslaved. There's not really any possible or even institution which has any amount of systemic racism to back up any discriminatory action in itself.
Influence campaigns. They are going to keep running into the FBI. We will continue to do everything we can to expose the hidden hand of foreign adversaries like Russia and disrupt their efforts to meddle in our free and open society. The Russian government has long sought to sow discord and chaos in the United States through propaganda and foreign malign influence campaigns. Okay, they're just repeating themselves.
I'm not going to say there's never been, but I'm saying, like, we're talking about America right now, okay? We're in America. We're speaking English. Why the fuck are we talking about, like, an African country in like, we're talking about Angola or some shit, okay? And most of the time, whenever those people come over there, if they're ever murdered, if an American is ever murdered in Angola, the entire fucking country would be destroyed. The entire country would literally be flattened immediately. There is no possibility for a country or black people in general to be racist in that same capacity that a white person can. Racism or racist acts, racist stereotypes enforce a systemic goal and like outcome that has been going on, a white supremacist outcome specifically. I don't know, like that's literally it. That's it. Fucking, this is only for long form. That was not a good point, but that's just you get my point. Like there's so much more to it. Like if somebody, like, I can't call a white person a cotton picker and that mean anything. A white person calls me a cotton picker and I have real history of being that. My ancestry was that. I have and am in part where I am because of that. My father was where he was because of the fact that his great-grandfather was where he was, because of the fact that his great-grandfather was where he was, because of the fact that my family was slaves. So that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
I will say this again. These are charges. It's an indictment. They're allegations not yet proven true. I have not spoken to any of the people involved in running Tenet, so I don't know what is going on with that company. They're going to say, well, let me.
Wait, so no, he was openly working for Tenet, the company, because he has direct contact with these people, and just a second ago, they were naming Tenet members And he was saying these people were in the country. They were your boss. They were paying you. What do you mean they were in the country? Why were you in the country if you're accepting money from a Russian company? Where's the company? I hate this fucking... Wait, what? It's a Tenet healthcare company? No, there's no way. Tenet Media. Oh yeah, by the way, also, because of the fact, this is also maybe literally, I'm not even kidding, like, I don't, maybe this is a bit of a, maybe I'm like tweaking or something, but I genuinely believe that just because of the fact that this like came out in general, like the State Department focusing on a certain company and then being also called Tenet, and Tenet Healthcare is unfortunately called the same thing. I genuinely think that could be possibly why the reason like the stock price went down. Like I actually do think that capitalism is such a vain and stupid way of like forcing like things to be valued or not, that it literally moves on if someone Googles Tenet, what's the first thing that pops up? That's what investors look at. That's what can happen sometimes. That's how simple it can be. Tenet Media. Tenet Media is an American right-wing company founded by Lauren Chen and Liam Donovan. Oh, wait. Okay, so Lauren Chen. I swear I know Lauren Chen. Oh, no, I don't. Okay. Tenet Media has featured a number of right-wing influencers, including Matt Christensen, Taylor Hanson, Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, and Lauren Southern. It describes itself as a network of heterox That's a dog whistle if I've ever seen one. Heterox. Heterox? Really? Is that actually how you say it? Like, but it's like Orthodox. So it's different Orthodox. Okay, so it's okay. So it's fucking, it's like traditionalism shit. It's traditionalist dog whistles. Commentators that focus on Western political and cultural issues. Since publicly launching in or about November 2023, remember, this propaganda machine now has been going on for a year. Tenet Media has posted nearly 2,000 videos that have garnered more than 16 million views on YouTube alone. Many of the videos posted contain commentary events and issues on the U.S., such as immigration, inflation, and other topics related to domestic and foreign policy. Okay. The company was, in 2024, the company was identified by several media sources as matching the description of a company that was subjected of a United States Department investigation into Russian influence in American media. According to an unsealed indictment, the DOJ charged 2 employees of Russia Today with failing to register as a foreign agent, alleging they funneled around $10 million into the American media company in order to distribute content to U.S. audiences with hidden Russian government messaging. Remember, they specifically went to this right-wing organization because it already has, at least with its support of somebody who has a not bad opinion of the Russian imperialist government, they will then use these faculties to go through the American media apparatuses, even the independent ones, and right-wing ones especially, and attempt to do what anybody else would do, or what any other imperialist state would do, which is all we have right now. Some of the influences, including Poole, Rubin, and Johnson, have responding by claiming to be victims of the Russian disinformation campaign. Tenet has masked the source of Russian funding through the pseudonym of a fake investor, Edward something. Around February 2023, Tenet sought out to hire 2 right-wing commentators with 2.1 million YouTube subscribers and 1.3 million YouTube subscribers to produce videos. Well, we know which one Tim Pool was. So if I'm using the Wikipedia because it's actually pretty helpful for it. Two eventually signed on, and Commentator 1 and Commentator 2 each received over $400,000 for producing political videos for Tenet. Okay, so it's pretty fucking obvious, especially since the CEO was openly talking about the fact that they were being funded by the Russian government, and these actually it said private, so maybe they okay, fine. Private conversation. They're talking about being funded by the Russian government. I do believe, in fact, that this motherfucker knew. Okay? And this motherfucker was accepting money from the Russian government, knowing that it's something that is completely immoral, completely against the idea of his fucking entire platform in the first place. And I honestly think it's a stupid fucking prospect in general, just because, like, I don't know, man. Do you think that shit's not gonna come out? I personally, I don't know, man. If the fucking Russia state media apparatus came up to me and was like, yeah, no, you have to do all this shit, but you have to also kill your political ideology and real faith, I don't know. I would not. Maybe I'm a fucking. Maybe I'm just saying it because they're not there and offering me it. But I really just fucking wouldn't, dude. I'd genuinely rather die being ideologically consistent than grow old as this old, wealthy but soulless idea of something that's supposed to be what driven by my mind. I don't know. It's
Try and read some of this. They deposited nearly $10 million to covertly finance and direct a Tennessee-based online content creation company. In turn, U.S. company One published English-language videos on multiple social media channels, including TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube. Since publicly launching in or about November 2023, they posted nearly 2,000 videos and have garnered more than 16 million views on YouTube alone. Many of the videos posted by U.S. company One contain commentary on events and issues in the U.S., such as immigration, inflation, and other topics related to domestic and foreign policy. While the views expressed in those videos are not uniform, most are directed to the publicly stated goals of the government of Russia and RT to amplify domestic divisions in the United States. I mean, that's a strong opinion, but I can't speak for the people at the...
a strong opinion. Can we play that clip again? Let's play edited content, people. Play that clip again right now. I probably already edited that out, but the people who haven't seen, because we're gonna make it really specific, really helpful, even literally just. Also follow my Twitter, by the way. You guys should do that. And listen to Twitter.
But I don't know that it matters anymore. This is psychotic.
Strong opinion, by the way.
Of this country. Ukraine is the enemy of this country. Ukraine is our enemy, being funded by the Democrats. I will stress this again. One of the greatest enemies of our nation.
I wonder who could pay for this guy's. I wonder who could have been paying for this guy's political opinions.
Right now is Ukraine. They are expanding this war. Now, don't get me wrong. I know you've got criminal elements of the U.S. government pushing them and guiding them and telling them what to do. Ukraine is now accused, a German warrant issued for blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline.
They definitely did that.
Triggering this conflict. Ukraine is the greatest threat to this nation and to the world. We should rescind all funding and financing, pull out all military support, and we should apologize to Russia. And they know it. But I don't know that it matters anymore. This is psychotic. Ukraine is the enemy of this country.
We also need to apologize personally to Russia.
Saying, pull out all military support, and we should apologize to Russia. And they know it.
We should apologize. Dude, holy shit. We should apologize, dude. Oh my god, dude. Can we just stop doing war? Is that ever on the table? Is that ever on the fucking table? I agree with him when he says stop doing war. But he's not saying stop doing war. He's saying let Russia keep doing their war. Let them win faster. Because he's paid for by the Russian government, obviously. Oh god, dude. I want to say one more thing, by the way. Throughout this video, if there's one consistent fact, it is there's no way that he's not reading from a script. It's the fact that he's reading from a script. Look, literally look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Every single time he talks about a different subject, he looks down at the... Uh-oh, this was an edit. I don't like edits. That's crazy.
But I don't know that it matters anymore.
This is crazy, dude.
This is psychotic. Ukraine is the enemy of this country. Ukraine is our enemy.
By the way, if you look at a lot of the stuff that he's saying, some of that shit's literally on a script. He probably fucking was either paid to write that out specifically, or could have, I don't know. I mean, fuck it. For all I know, he could have gotten that script directly from Tenet.
Funded by the Democrats. I will stress this again. One of the greatest enemies of our nation right now is Ukraine.
He's saying one of the greatest enemies of our nation is Ukraine. Let me go up here. Let's see. Yep. Oh, I skipped to a random part of the video. Still looking at the fucking crap. Still looking at the script.
Military support, and we should apologize.
Yep. And we need to. And he reads the last part, which is, and we need to apologize to Russia. But at that last part, he read apologize to Russia faster, so he get to look up at the camera and say, apologize to Russia. I'm not being funded by the state of Russia. Oh God. Okay, I think it's fair at this point to say this person's being a little bit dishonest, and even to the extent of a lot of their content, especially on the Timcast. But we are still gonna go through and finish that fucking video because I kind of have a few more stuff I want to talk about it with. It's very obvious he's unserious though.
Commentary on events and issues in the U.S., such as immigration, inflation, and other topics related to domestic and foreign policy. While the views expressed in those videos are not uniform, most are directed to the publicly stated goals of the government of Russia and RT to amplify domestic divisions in the United States. I mean, that's a strong opinion, but I can't speak for the people at the other commentators, so I don't know. I can only speak for what we produce on the Culture War, which is available on iTunes and Spotify. In order to carry out RT's secret influence campaign, they say these individuals pose as outside editors at the...
Did he just plug the thing that was just admitted to getting funded by the Russian government on iTunes and Spotify? Oh my god. That's so funny. It's a business, man. It's a fucking business. What happened to people talking about issues or talking about the world around them because they're genuinely interested in what's happening, or genuinely worried about Ukrainian civilians, or genuinely worried about Russian civilians, or genuinely worried about all the nuclear fucking reactors and shit that keep getting bombed by the US.
The company and monitored the funding and hiring. They
introduced...
introduced...
not the US, by Ukraine.
Afanasieva as a member of the ported editing team using fake personas, Helena Shruda and Victoria Pesty. They blah, blah, blah. They say, for one example, in March 22nd, 20...
Wait a minute. No. I don't want to see. I don't want to blah, blah, blah. I don't want to blah, blah, blah. I want to hear what he actually said. Oh my god, wait. Oh, this is funny too, by the way. While the views expressed in the videos are not uniform, most are directed at the publicly stated goals of the Russian government and RT to amplify domestic divisions in the U.S. Yeah, specifically to amplify domestic divisions in the United States of America. There is nothing more I could think. This fucker is so... He just looks like such a bitch. I'm sorry. Holy fuck. Okay. Anyway, there's nothing more I can think of that would possibly amplify division in the U.S. than constant daily uploads about the presidential 2024 candidates and why this one's bad and why Trump is amazing. Like... And obviously, by the way, the Russian government is going to want Trump to be in office. Even though, and I'm going to tell you this, by the way, Vladimir Putin has the capacity to lie. And he's lied a lot. And he's lying when he says that he wants Kamala Harris to be president because of the fact that Trump would inevitably be a much more favorable candidate for Putin. So he's just going to say, oh, yeah, vote for Kamala Harris because he knows that historically how it's worked with people like even during in the 1960s when Fidel Castro and JFK were getting their negotiations going after the Cuban Missile Crisis was over, Fidel Castro's endorsement of JFK in at least the smallest capacity on an interview made him not really that electable. It didn't matter anyway because he got shot in the head. But but you know, like he was seen as soft on communism after that shit a little bit. I'm just saying a lot of fucking people, especially the CIA, saw him that way, even to the point. Anyway, we're not gonna get into that.
The other commentators, so I don't know. I can only speak for what we produce on the Culture War, which is available on iTunes and Spotify. In order to carry out RT's secret influence campaign, they say these individuals posed as outside editors at the company and monitored the funding and hiring. They introduced Afanasieva as a member of the port editing team using fake personas, Helena Shruda and Victoria Pesti. They blah, blah, blah. They say, for one example, in March 22nd, 2024, terror attack.
They, by he means blah blah blah, posted and directed the posting by U.S. Company 1 of hundreds of videos. So by blah blah blah, he means that these Russians specifically posted fucking videos for these companies. It was literally so obvious. He's kidding. By the way, Company 1 is Tenet, which is the right-wing media apparatus that has Tim Pool as a member, if not one of the basically founders of it. And the Timcast in general would also be influenced in that same capacity because they're all getting funded by the same areas. It's all just getting funneled. This is no. He's literally that smoking gun. He blah blah blah'd away a smoking gun. And that's insane.
Attack on a music venue in Moscow.
I hate how stupid people get now. I hate how dumb everybody is. Maybe I sound like a fucking meandering, they don't know, I'm just a stupid fucking, or whatever, like I'm the guy in the corner of the party. And, I can fucking party, alright? I'm just saying that these motherfuckers, if they're genuinely going to watch this video and not see Tim Pool as the most anti-American fucking Russian-funded piece of shit on the planet, that I don't know how they can manage to remember to breathe.
Afanasieva asked one of U.S. company's founders to blame Ukraine, and
I'm going through the comments and I see people talking about corruption. Yeah, it's totally corruption. Yep. DOJ doing the only thing that they're good at doing, which is stopping the Russians from doing shit.
The U.S. for the attack, writing, I think we could focus
at
on
least
the
internally
Ukraine-U.S.
in
angle.
America.
The mainstream media spread fake news that ISIS claimed responsibility for the attack, yet ISIS itself never made such statements.
Okay, maybe they're not good
All
at doing
terrorists
it. They're good at least, I don't know. They do some shit. They've got to,
now
right?
detained while they were heading to the border with Ukraine. Didn't we say that was ISIS? We covered that.
We said it was ISIS, yeah.
Yeah, we covered that story. We said it was ISIS. And they're arguing that Tenet was saying it was Ukraine or something.
This is what the terrorist attack on October 7th.
I'm pretty sure we called it ISIS, and we were like, oh, wow.
I thought we talked about the spread of Islamic extremism in Europe.
Are they gonna make me go back to this fucking Tenet video, bro? Where's Tenet Media? What did they actually produce? I'm so confused. So did they specifically... Dude, you're kidding me, man. The fucking paywall. Fucking hate the Washington Post. Oh, this is Tenet Media. Okay. Well, let's look at the website then. Tenet Media is a network of heterox, there it is, commentators that focus on Western political and cultural issues. Our out goal is to support creators who question institutions that believe themselves to be above questioning. In our view, all issues rigorous. All issues du jour All issues du jour merit rigorous and honest discussion if anyone wants to come closest to the truth. For those interested in authentic coverage of the topics that matter most, Tenet Media is your home for content. Fearless voices live here. Okay, that wasn't really insightful, descriptive, or helpful. But when you look at Tenet Media, the first thing that you see is Tim Pool being put right here. Oh, Lauren Southern was the name of a fucking journalist. No, one of the fucking senators also were like molesting in a room, I think. Not a room. I mean, they were molesting each other in a movie theater. I think it was Lauren Boebert who was doing that. Lauren Boebert. Yeah, dude. Oh my God, didn't Dave Ruin like meet the president? This is crazy. Yeah, no, dude, this is so. No, man, they're getting paid by Russia. Where's the YouTube? What's the? Oh, they got the YouTube. Damn. Free Tenet Media. That's so funny. I'm actually not. I'm happy as fuck that it's gone. I'm so happy that that fucking right wing outlet is gone. I'm sure that shit was producing 20 fucking videos a day. Let's see the Twitter. Did they get this? Nope. Twitter's still there. Let's see what the Twitter has to say. I want to see. Dude, literally, look, the Twitter doesn't look anything different from what you'd see on, like, fucking a Timcast, dude. It's the exact same type of Kamala Harris shit. And these tweets, along with any other content that they make, are also specifically going to be pushing that same narrative. Oh my God, everything that they post here is just re-uploaded. It is a machine. They have a machine running, dude. And it is insane how people can possibly differentiate him from this machine in any capacity. He's trying so hard, or anybody here, because all of these people are responsible. Every single one of these people are responsible. But hey, what do I fucking know?
2024 terror attack on a music venue in Moscow. Afanasieva asked one of U.S. company's founders to blame Ukraine and the U.S. for the attack, writing, "I think we could focus on the Ukraine-U.S. angle." The mainstream media spread fake news that ISIS claimed responsibility for the attack, yet ISIS itself never made such statements. All terrorists are now detained while they were heading to the border with Ukraine. Didn't we say that was ISIS? We covered it.
We said it was ISIS, yeah.
Yeah, we covered that story. We said it was ISIS. And they're arguing that Tenet was saying it was Ukraine.
I thought we talked about the spread of Islamic extremism in Europe, but
Yeah. Which also is like...
She's fucking lying. They're all lying. I don't give a fuck. Maybe they aren't. I don't even care. This doesn't matter. They're literally getting funded by the government. It doesn't fucking matter. The state, the U.S. government, or the Russian
They do
government,
this thing
or
where
you
they
government.
don't name the person. But if you're fans of The Simpsons, then you'll remember that episode where they said...
They're skipping through a lot of
Principal
this.
Skinner, and he's like, a certain person has complained. We'll call her Lisa S. No, that's not good enough. We'll say L. Simpson. Yeah. And so everybody knew it was her. So when they go in this document and they basically say, like, here's a person, here's how many subscribers they have, and here's the show they produce.
Okay, so, but what, okay. But why is that a problem, though? Why is it a problem that the people who are literally prosecuting you or accusing you of doing something that is explicitly illegal, I'm pretty sure, you literally, what you're upset that they're making it honest? You're upset that they are making criticisms or honestly reporting honestly on what's going on and specifying on who is being funded by a foreign corporation. Like, I don't understand, like, what is the alternative here? What is the problem there? I just, and I think that maybe breaking it down to an insane extent might just take out the soul from it. But it's always these little like comments that inherently influence a specific bias and a political way of seeing things that are very, very stupid. They're not they can change depending on who's saying what and when the conversation's going on. Because if it was ever somebody who was not a right-wing commentator being getting $10 million from, let's say, the Chinese government, it would be done. He'd want the names. He'd say they want them executed because of the fact that they literally got a podcast banned because of the fact one of their co-hosts said, I want people executed who do treason. And it is undeniably treason to do what they're doing, so...
But we're not saying their name. You get what they're doing and why. So I got a statement for you guys. I said, my statement regarding the DOJ indictment. Should these allegations prove true, I, as well as other personalities and commentators, were deceived and are victims. I cannot speak for anyone else in the company as to what they do or what they are instructed. The Culture War podcast was licensed by Tenet Media. It existed well before any...
Okay, so wait, let me skip through this a little bit. I'm not going to watch through all this. Okay, so he immediately stops reading the actual article and switches to his own fucking tweet on the subject. Does he actually get to the real article? No, it just talks about...
That's your, like, next career move to become a rock star. I feel like that's pretty bold. Not everyone would go that route.
So the feds are going to show up, and they're going to say, listen, you know, you're too influential, and you're outside of our control. So what's going to happen is we're going to produce an album for you. It's gonna go double platinum. It's Rockstar.
He's just joking.
Everything's a lie.
He just starts joking, dude. Oh my god. That's why he makes so much content, honestly. It's just fucking, it's completely like 90% of it isn't even about what the fucking title is about, dude. Why? Okay, why? Is that all I have to say? Why? Is he still saying it?
Liz Cheney's a part of it now, too. What do the Republicans mean? Yeah, their attitude is, we will remain wealthy and in control. If we go to war, we blow up anybody who...
You're getting $10 million from the Russian government! What are you talking about? Why is he talking? Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. You're talking about control. You're literally fucking making this media apparatus, which is attempting to control and obviously is controlling a lot of people's minds to specifically be and specifically derive political discourse and political fucking bad shit. What is it? Like discord, literally political discord, like literally to derive and create political discord in the United States of America, along with support, it seemed like he almost said himself, a pro-Trump campaign, a pro-Trump audience. Like, that's the whole point. He also switched so quickly from pretending to be a liberal, even if he does now, to immediately going for this pro-Trump, undeniably, fucking and unfucking like scrupulently fucking going through and tearing down every single fiber of Kamala Harris's being. Like, there's not real things to go after her, not fake accent, or she ignored an invite for fallen soldiers, or she gave a salad answer. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's just like, okay. It's going at it's intentional. It's all just to make them to work off preconceived notions and just make the already seen and agreed upon enemies as already bad, super bad even, and they're so bad that we don't even need to say why they're bad exactly. We just need to just say that they're ugly and stupid or whatever the fuck. It's funny.
Opposes us. Gaddafi, you want to create a union, you want to trade in gold or euro? Hillary Clinton says we came, we saw, he died. Saddam Hussein? Oh my god, they're gonna pull up Gaddafi. These motherfuckers are gonna mention Gaddafi's name and then say Reagan was the best president of the United States of America. Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
I hate these people. I hate these people so much. I genuinely I hope that Tim Pool personally can find within himself a lot of courage and internally fix whatever the fuck require like actually makes him defend these institutions so hard that he does, because he is more of now not really a patriot or not really a American lover, American defender. He's more of just an white male imperialist lover. That is a very, very specific guideline that he's following now because of the fact that that happens to be who is filling his pockets. And it's really convenient for him because of the fact that he is already a white male. But I think I think that it becomes a little bit like redundant and stupid once you actually realize like he's mentioning Gaddafi. Like he hate Gaddafi. He hate Gaddafi. Gaddafi was a socialist. What the fuck? Literally, his fucking this dude, this fucking guy. You're gonna mention him. You're gonna mention this fucking guy, dude, and you're gonna say that he was a victim of Hillary Clinton stuff. He was, honestly, those fucking, and also the entire U.S. State Department as a whole. But it's to make this as a point and to bring this up as sort of like a decoy for the fact that you are currently accepting tens millions of dollars from a white male-led imperialist government, which the current Russian Federation absolutely is, undeniably is. It is not socialist by any means, and if you believe that, then you are more deranged than he is. God, I'm gonna get an aneurysm from this. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna let this last little bit play, but I don't think he has anything else of value to say.
You won't fall in line. Same thing. The U.S. will go in and take out these leaders and overthrow their countries and CIA-backed coups. That is not order. That is just military might of one faction on the planet. I suppose the argument then is, do you, and I'll throw this to you guys, believe there's a possibility of stable global order in a multipolar world, meaning multiple powerful countries existing as superpowers competing for
I think there is 100%, because if the United States could do it at a state level, then yeah, like we stopped fighting at one point.
What? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. If the United States of America could keep its states in line, then fucking the United States of America and Russia can totally get along. If the United States of America completely can totally continues to like constantly try to dismantle it, well, at least I'm talking more about the USSR, because really, and I shouldn't even really refer to the USSR as Russian, because it really, as much as people want to paint it as just oh, it was just Russia before, there was like 16 countries in it. It was a Soviet Union, okay? So it was just like a multicultural union. Like that wasn't exactly Russian. Like Stalin was Georgian, I think. Marx was a German. Lenin wasn't Russian either. I think he was Finnish. None of these people really like are Russian or specifically did anything that they did for any type of Russian nationalism or nationalist goals. The whole Mother Russia thing, or Mother Land, was about the land of the USSR, the people in the USSR that need to be protected. Actually, and especially the land. It was both in one because they both sustained each other.
We had to come together with all our differences. The thing is, we spoke the same language. That's a huge part of this system. If we really want order, de facto order, we need to understand each other. Like, that's what produces order, is the ability to understand the person sitting next to you. There's a natural order that arises.
Okay, so like I agree with him. I think it's definitely possible for multiple like countries in the world to all agree and live together, at least to some extent. I don't agree with the fact that he's saying that the United States of America is like the reason why it can do it, or that we're a good example of that. I think that we're a better example of the exact opposite of unipolarity. I think that the entire Cold War is a perfect example of that. But I mean, hey, whatever. We don't want to get into that. Also Gaddafi, also like those other things that he just mentioned. Like, I don't know if we can really have unipolarity if one of the unified big powers over the fuck are literally just trying to do whatever the fuck they want and kill people. Like what? And it seems like now, because instead of only having one very powerful imperialist country, we have two. So that's funny. Let me preface, very powerful imperialist country, specifically like grabbing land or doing imperialism in its acts, you know? Like we really weren't doing that shit. Like fucking, even if you look at the history of the Soviet Union and Afghanistan, like that was literally like defending a already established Soviet um council and party in the area. And although absolutely did have its flaws, I do believe that is a little bit different from an actual invasion of a country, like what we did in Iraq or Afghanistan or Iran. Like any place, literally any fucking place you look at a map, you can find where the American imperialists came in and killed everybody who did not agree with what they said.
Arises from the understanding.
We stopped fighting, meaning like we stopped literally duking it out on the battlefield. That's what you mean, right? Because states fight all the time. They fight for resources constantly. That's one of the reasons that I hate the overarching bureaucracy of the federal government. I mean, there's
What? You hate the overarching bureaucracy of the federal government because no, you actually think it's so smart for states to all have this capitalistic, individualistic nature of just fighting for individual resources instead of all of them being supported by an overarching narrative, like overarching goal. Like, is this really where libertarianism is leading? Like, do people actually believe this shit? Do people actually think that it is a better system for, like, Texas, for example, which literally had its own people dying in a first world country in an unprecedented rate for no fucking reason besides their own hubris, literally intentionally disconnecting itself from its own power grid, and the exact same, like, resource individualistic, let's just fucking fight for it instead, let's just be independent instead, like that's so ridiculous. That exact same notion is what gets people killed, but it doesn't get her killed. It would never get somebody like her killed. She's rich, she's white, she's a woman who is rich and white, so it's fine. It's cool.
There's this lawsuit that the Supreme Court just weighed in on. The federal government, the Department of Health and Human Services, has said, Oklahoma, you have to, as part of your family planning resources, refer people to get abortions. And under Oklahoma state law, they're really strict. They have really strict abortions. And so Oklahoma doesn't want to do that. And so now the federal government has been like, well, fine, you can't have that money, and we're going to give it to an organization in Missouri instead. Like, it's $4.5 million. It's maybe not going to change every single thing in Oklahoma. On the other hand, we still.
Okay, so basically, hey, here's money for abortions. We don't want to give that money to abortions. Oh, okay, you can't have the money then. Oh my god, I can't believe. This is so funny. I need to be doing this more often, man. This is honestly more of a fucking relaxation because it's like really like that's your position. That's what the Timcast's position is. That's what Tenet Media has been fucking built upon. Built upon people's like this is opinions and narratives and ideas and it's just oh god. Oh god. All right. That's the end of the video for me. I think that was literally just enough for me. I think that last bit was just okay. I hope you guys all have a really good rest of your day. I'm gonna cut up that because I think that was an amazing segment. Yeah.